Take it away. It's okay, I've got like 3 slides. Oh, this has been fun, that's for sure. Really enjoyed all the tours, having you guys see where we work, put in the hard work. And yeah, it's been, my first LCCA convention, so I'm just glad I didn't have to go anywhere to do it. So I plan on talking about the Base 3 and the Cap 3 app here. This has been a long time coming, and I'm sure most of you here have heard about it and watched our various videos on it, as well as seen the advertisements in the catalog for it. We are going on 4 years in development on this. It has been a difficult, but just a wonderful project. And honestly, I'm approaching 40 years old, but it has been the defining project in my career, I would say, so far. The things that it's going to do and be able to open up for all of you for controlling your layout, it's a lot. So I'm going to run through some of that stuff today, so you kind of get an idea of what we've been working on. So, you guys all know when Legacy came out, the Cap 2 and Base 2 back in I think it's 2006 time frame, and that system has been paramount to Lionel, and it was time for an upgrade, especially as components become unavailable. We can't build things anymore, but that's a blessing in disguise, because that means we get to innovate and then come up with new tech, and that's what we've done here with the Base 3 that allows you to control. Well, so I started developing the Base 3, and that's going to allow us to control every Lionel engine ever. And then we went and made a wind-up hand car. And I just can't figure out the electronics of that. But it'll control the Legacy engines we've ever made, all the TMCC engines we've ever made, but also the Lion Chief Plus, Lion Chief, and HO as well. We have integrated both Bluetooth and RF into the Base 3, so that those can be controlled using your controller of choice, whether it's a Cap 1L, Cap 2, or the Cap 3 app that I have here today as well, and we'll demonstrate. So it brings all the control of your layout into one palm of your hand without having to have multiple remotes anymore. So that's one of the pluses. And it also gave us the opportunity to come up with a new control system for the higher end, which we're calling the 4-digit addressing. And the first engine that was put into was our Vision Line Class A over here. And we also have done the early Challenger, and now we're doing the big boy with it. And it really brings up a new possibility of you guys being able to buy all of the engines in our catalog and not running out of IDs. And that's really what's important to Ryan. But it also lets you set an ID for your locomotive and not forget it, such as, if the big boy is 4014, that's its address, you don't have to look it up. So that'll make it easier. And it also opens up other features for us, as it adds two-way communication for Legacy, which is something that was never in Legacy before. So things like the name and number and fuel metrics and other things we're going to have fun with, the two-way communication, and as well as other features that will be in future releases of the Base 3 code and future engines. And the 4-digit tech is also something we're working on and hoping to implement across the Legacy line. And that will be coming, hopefully sooner rather than later, and we're still working on it. And we did have to go to the antenna. Oh, it's not in the slide. But you guys will be able to see up here, we had to add the external antenna onto this guy that for the Cap 2 and the Cap 1L. And you're probably familiar with that with your Base 2. And we were actually able to modify the Base 3, and we were able to improve the track output signal. So the TMCC going over your track will be a cleaner signal. And we were also able to improve the fidelity and range from your cab 2 or cab 1L to the base 3. So you'll have less lost commands and a better range. So the overall goal is, add new features to the base 3, but also improve on what was already existing, and we have accomplished that. The base 3 also, for those who do use our LCS control system, the base 3 itself will be powering the LCS control system with 3 ports on the back for connecting to those modules, so that you can control accessories and switches and lights and everything else you can think of on your layout. Now the Cab 3 app. You are an audience that I'm sure absolutely loves smartphones. I'm gonna hide under the table now. But yes, the Cab 3 app is wonderful. We've been working hard on it, and the goal for this was make it do everything that Cab 2 can do, and then some. So this really opens up the world for us in the 4-digit addressing tech, and it's been a lot of work, but it also implements Bluetooth. So the app will be free to download just like the Lion Chief app, and you'll be able to control Bluetooth engines one-to-one pairing and run them at the same time as your base 3. Oh, again, clicking. All that stuff. I'm really good in a cave working on stuff. I don't talk in public. Yep, and both iOS and Android. So some people like Apple, some people like Android. It'll work on both. 4-digit. I wish I'd talked about this earlier. But yeah, so this shows what the 4-digit is, and what I'm going to do with Sadie's help is to demonstrate the 4-digit addressing, as well as the Bluetooth. So, there is a delay. That's cool. So here's the app, and right now I'm connected and programmed to the Walt Disney set down on the table there. We didn't even have to connect a wire to the track from the base, right? So if it's Bluetooth or RF, it just does it. Well, what you can do is hold down the ENG button. I need a microphone, Sam. Sorry, press the ENG button. And I have this big boy up here, saved as 4023. Get the volume turned down. So now I'm operating a base Lion Chief set and the highest end 4-digit addressing engine at the same time, all using one controller. Now one good thing about the 4-digit addressing engines is that it can still take a 2-digit address at the same time. So I have this engine programmed as 4023 and also as engine 40. And so if you still have cab 2, cab 1L, you can control it using that 2-digit address. At the same time, if you're also using the app and controlling it that way, using the 4-digit address. Pretty cool. Thank you, Sadie. The remote's not working. Okay. Easy. This is why trains are better than computers. And now, please. That is definitely not part of my presentation.
Dave broke it.
Yeah, I did. December was the goal, and still is, but it may slip into January, February. We have ironed out all of the bugs with the base 3, and right now it's just in LCCA testing. And I'm sure none of you can understand that when you're working with the government, headaches don't ever happen. So, but we're getting it through it, and it'll happen. wanted to take the time while I'm here to thank, obviously everybody on my team and inside Lionel that worked really hard on this project. But there were two clubs that I got to work with on beta testing of the base tree. The first was New Jersey High Railers out in New Jersey, and they had just a massive layout, and that really helped, especially with the antenna testing, range testing. And then the second group was the Chicagoland Model Railroaders, and her coach is here. He's awesome. And I just wanted to make sure that both of those clubs get a special shout out for helping us with development of the base 3, because thank you. So really, this has all been a team effort. It's nice to work with people that also have a passion for the product. We also did some audio recording, so moving away from the base 3 cabinetry stuff, and we talked about it during our tours, that our audio engineer Tracy gets to travel and record audio, and we're going to start implementing more of that, evidently. Thanks. It's my budget, And so one of the great things Tracy did, I mentioned Frisco 1630 up in Illinois. He's also been to ACNW and recorded characters there, and then those characters will be going into the trains, like the Station South Diner. And I believe that there was one of the engineers and then one of the president himself as well. So, and they also, that's for the special LCCA car, right? Yeah.
Yeah,